So, good evening students. So today we have to start the numericals on steam nozzles. We already complete the all theoretical portion about the steam nozzles. Okay. So for solving the steam nozzle problems, you should have the steam tables and use of the Moliere chart for solving the numericals on a steam flow through the nozzles. Okay. So students, let's write down the first problems. So write down the problem first. A nozzle is to be designed to expand a steam at the rate of 0.10 kg per second from 500 kilopascal, 210 degree Celsius to 100 kilopascal. Neglect initial velocity of a steam for a nozzle efficiency of 0.9. Determine the exit area of a nozzles. Okay. So see the students. So what is the problem we have? So first of all, write down the given data. What is given? So what is given? A nozzle is to be designed to expand a steam at the rate of 0.10 kg per second. 0.10 kg per second is what is given? The mass flow rate is given. What is the value of the mass flow rate? 0.10 kg per second. So write down the given data. MS is 0.10 kg per second. This is the mass flow rate is expand from a nozzle. Okay. From 500 kilopascal pressure to 210 degree Celsius. Is what is the initial pressure? The initial pressure is what is 500 kilopascal, and what is the initial temperature? T1. T1 is 210 degree Celsius. Okay. Then neglect the initial velocity of a steam. Neglect the initial velocity of a steam means what is? The V1 is 0 there. Okay. The value of the V1 is 0. Okay. Then the nozzle efficiency is given. What is the nozzle efficiency? The nozzle efficiency is 0.9. Okay. Then determine the exit area of the nozzles. So what is we determine? We determine the exit area of nozzles. So we determine the value of A2. Okay. So solve. So students, see here, a nozzle is to be designed. We want to design a nozzle and to expand a steam at the rate of, what is the mass flow rate? 0.10 kg per second from 500 kilopascal to 210 degree Celsius. So we consider the one nozzle. This is the nozzle. Okay, we have to consider this nozzle. This is the section 1-1. This is the section 2-2, and the steam is flow. Okay, and let's we draw this process on this HS diagram also. HS means enthalpy versus entropy. HS. This is the Muller chart. You should open your Muller chart and you should bring also the steam tables. So students, what is we calculated? We calculate the throat area, means we calculate this area. What is this area of a nozzles? This A2 is calculated. So for calculation of the A2, what is the formula we have for A2? So we have the formula for calculation of throat area. What is the equation we have? A2 is equal to, by the which equation? By the continuity equation. What is the continuity equation? Yes, mass flow rate into specific volume upon velocity. Suppose this is equation number 1. Mass flow rate unit is kg per second into specific volume meter cube per kg. Velocity is meter per second. So after cancelling all that units, what is the area of unit? Meter per square. So this formula is using for calculation of throat area by the using of continuity equations. Okay. So from this equation, which term we know that? We know the mass flow rate, then V2 we determine and specific volume is also determined. So this small V2, it is a specific volume at throat sections. Okay, and V2 is outlet velocity. Of a steam. Yes or no? Yes. And this process we have to calculate it now on steam tables. Okay. So if you calculate this process on HS diagram, this HS, enthalpy versus entropy, we have to draw this curve. Okay. And this curve is referred from what is the Muller chart diagram. So see here, this is the saturation line. We know that this is the saturation line. Below the saturation line, what is the wet zone? Above the saturation line, there is a superheated zones. Okay, this is the saturation line. Saturation vapor lines. Okay, so steam is expand. So we convert this P1 500 kilopascal into 5 bar. It is 5 bar. Convert this T1 in Kelvin. So what is the T1? T1 is 210 plus 273. So what is the how much? 384. That is the Kelvin. So 483 Kelvin, or what is the value? The value is 210 degrees Celsius. So tell me, what is the quality of a steam? The quality of a steam is superheated forms. How it is decided? This is decided from this temperature. What is the pressure? The pressure at a 5 bars. Okay. So where is plot this curve? We have to plot this curve is here. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So we have to draw one line, straight line. Okay. Then we draw the pressure line P1. This is the pressure P1. How much pressure? 5 bar. And what is the temperature? The temperature is 483 kelvins. So students, from a Muller chart, what is the pressure? 5 bar. And what is the temperature? 210 degrees Celsius converted into the 483 Kelvin. So you have to consider these 2 points, pressure and temperature, and find out the intersection of this pressure and temperature. So where is the intersection of this pressure and temperature? The pressure and temperature is suppose at 5 bar on Muller chart, intersect at these positions above this saturation curve. Okay, you do this all calculation on Muller charts. You draw every time. So we have to getting. So after getting this intersection point from pressure P1 and temperature is how much? 483 Kelvin. You find out the intersection on Muller chart. You get this point. Then we draw the parallel line with this S, and we got the one point here H1. This is the enthalpy H1s. Okay, enthalpy H1. So from Mollier chart at pressure P1 5 bar, temperature T1 483 Kelvin, from intersection points, okay, we get H1. So what is this H1? The value of the H1 is write down. You determine from the Mollier chart. It is 2877 kilojoule per kg. 2877 kilojoule per kg. Okay, and we just shifted this. So we getting these values here. H1 is what is 2877. What is the unit of this H? It is kilojoule per kg. Per kg, yeah, per unit mass. Then students, after getting the value of the H1 from Mollier chart, then we determine the value of what is, yes, correct boys, we determine the value of a pressure P2 also. Okay, so how to determine the pressure P2? Tell me. How to determine the pressure P2? So very simple. So for wet steam, there is a which steam? Wet steam. And the problem is mentioned. You read the problem is very carefully. What is in the mention the problem? A nozzle is to be designed to expand the steam at the rate of 0.10 kg per second from 500 kilopascal 210 to what is 100 kilopascal. Means we have to give the which pressure? Another pressure P2. How much? 100 kilopascal. So 100 kilopascal means how much pressure? It is 1 bar. Okay. So steam is expand from 5 bar to 1 bar. And we know the definition of the nozzle. What is the definition? The pressure energy convert into the kinetic energy. Because at the exit of the nozzle, what is? The pressure is decreased. And what is increased? The kinetic energy is increased. Velocity V2 is increases. Okay. So we should have the P2 1 bar. So draw this vertical straight line. Vertical straight line up to the which pressure line? P2 1 bar. And you have to getting this another intersection. This is the pressure P2 1 bar. Okay. Draw vertical straight line up to the pressure P1 1 bar, and we get another intersection points. Yes or no? Yes. And mark this point is what is 2. So we mark here is 2. Yes or no? Yes. This is the pressure is 1 bar. So at 2 also we determine the value of H2. We getting easily H2 after getting these 2 points. Parallel with this entropy, this line you draw this parallel this. So we getting here is H2 from Mollier chart. So once again from the Mollier chart, or for same you also determine this Mollier chart, or also you determine from steam table also. Okay, from Mollier chart or steam tables. But which steam table? Wet steam. Wet steam tables at pressure P2 how much? 1 bar. Yes or no? Yes. So at pressure P2 1 bar, we getting the value of which one? We getting the value of H2. And this H2 is how much? You write down this value. It is 2580 kilojoule per kg. How can you determine this value? This value is determined with the help of entropy, because this situation, this situation S1 is equal to S2. Okay, this is the S1 is equal to S2, and what is the value of this S1 and S2? S1 is equal to S2 is from this value is determined from Mollier chart. Mollier chart is what is 7.1039 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Yes or no? Yes. So when you use the steam tables for this point, which steam table? Wet steam, not a dry, not a superheated. You refer the table wet steam. For which pressure P2 is equal to 1 bar and for which value of the entropy 7.1039. So from these two conditions we getting this value from steam table, or otherwise simply from the Mollier chart. Whatever the procedure I am write down here, you can just calculate it with the help of this S2 from Mollier chart also. So what is this S2? We getting the S2 is 2580 kilojoule per kg. Okay. So we are to getting this two value. So students, we know that this 1 to 2 means which condition? It is a isentropic condition, correct? Process 1 to 2 is isentropic process. Yes or no? Yes. Process 1 to 2 is a isentropic process. So for isentropic process, what is the formula we have? Isentropic enthalpy drop. We already learned this derivation. So what is the isentropic enthalpy drop? H1 minus H2, correct? So we know isentropic enthalpy drop equations. What is the equation? H1 minus H2, this one. So what is we getting this delta H? We getting this delta H is H1 is how much? 2877 minus H2 is how much? H2 this one 2580. So how much it is delta H? You solve this. It is 297 kilojoule per kg. We are to getting this delta H. Yes or no? Yes. Yes, boys. Then from the Mollier chart, okay, from the Mollier chart, you student also determine the one more value. Which value? We determine the dryness fraction value. We determine the specific volume also. Right? From the Mollier chart, all these lines are givens. You should refer the Mollier chart. So we also determine the which value? Dryness fraction and specific volume. How determine the dryness fraction? Why required here? Why? Because the point 2 is located in a wet steam, and we know that the wet steam having a dryness fractions. Yes or no? Yes, boys. So see the guys here. So boys, just a simple calculation. You listen here very carefully and very properly. So after the delta H, after this delta H, what is the formula? We have the one formula. Nozzle efficiency, correct? Nozzle efficiency. What is the formula? Nozzle efficiency delta H actual upon what is delta H isentropic. Yes or no? Yes, we have this equation nozzle efficiency. So nozzle efficiency is equal to delta actual. What is the delta actual? Where is draw? Right? We draw here. Okay. So how to draw? We know that in a delta actual. Why obtain delta actual? Because of the friction, correct? Whenever the steam is passed there, the steam is make the contact with the nozzle and the friction will be there. So that's why there is an actual process. So we getting the one point here. That point is 2 dash. Okay. So we have to draw this curve. This is the which H2 dash. Okay. And joining this line, we know that whenever we learn our previous topics, in our previous topics, we learn all these things in nozzle efficiency. So we draw this line. Okay, so 1 to 2 dash is our actual process. 1 to 2 and 1 2 it is isentropic. 1 2 dash it is a actual process. So write down the formula for actual. What is H1 minus, correct, H2 dash upon delta H isentropic we already draw. Which value it is? Correct boys? 297. Yes or no? Yes. So write down this value 297. How much nozzle efficiency is given? It is 0.9. 0.9 is equal to H1. We know the H1 value. How much H1? 2887. You just put here 2877 minus H2 dash upon 297. So do the calculation and determine the value of H2 dash. Do the calculation with the help of using the calculator. So what is the value? This one, H2 dash. Do the calculations. So it is how much? It is, correct? It is a 267 2609.7 kilojoule per kg. We have to getting this value for which condition? For H2 dash. Okay. So H2 dash is obtained. I write down here clearly. H2 dash is equal to 2609.7 kilojoule per kg. Okay. So you just plotted these values here also. You write down. So H2 dash is here. H2 dash is equal to what is 2609.7. This point, you look at this point now, boys. Okay. For which pressure? For a pressure P2 1 bar. So after do all these calculations, then what is we required? We require the throat area. What is the formula? Mass flow rate into specific volume upon V2 velocity. So we require the V2 velocity. So what is the formula for V2? Delta actual. What is the formula for V2? This V2 is calculated. V2 is equal to 44.72 under root. What is delta H actual? So what is this V2? 44.72 into delta is actual means what is H1 minus H2 dash. We have the both value 4.72 into H1. What is the H1? H1 is 2877 minus H2 dash. It is 2609.7. You solving this all with the help of calculator. Yes. What is the answer? V2 is equal to, yes, what is 731.14 meter per second. We are getting this velocity. Yes or no? Yes. This is the outlet velocity for a nozzle. Okay. So after getting the V2, we are getting the MS V2. What is remaining? The remaining is this now. Specific volume. So determine this specific volume. So once again this specific volume is determined with the help of from this boys Mollier chart. So from the Mollier chart we have to determine. So how see here on Mollier chart locate the intersection point of the pressure 100 kilopascal. 1 bar means 100 kilopascal and specific enthalpy. Specific enthalpy is what is we determine this one S2 dash. 2609 kilojoule per kg. This point, boys. This intersection from Mollier chart to determine the value of specific volume. Or I don't here to determine the specific volume. What is this V2 from Mollier chart Mollier chart. So determine the intersection of 1 bar and enthalpy H2 dash. How much it is? 260.7. Determine the intersection point of 1 bar pressure and H2 dash kilojoule per kg. So when you determine this point at this location, this 2 dash, we getting the which value? Specific volume V2. So we getting the specific volume V2. Determine this. It is 1.645 meter cube per kg. Okay, and then you also determine the dryness fraction values here also. This is the dryness fraction curve. Okay, so we getting here is x2. The dryness fraction symbol is x2. What is the x2? Is 0.97. Why dryness fraction? Because the outlet point in wet zone. Okay, correct. So x2 is determined, specific volume is determined. So this V2 specific volume in a wet zone, that's why you should multiply by this with this. So see the boys, equation 1 now, equation 1 finally, equation 1. So equation 1 becomes area A2 is equal to mass flow rate. Mass flow rate is how much? 0.10. Specific. So students, so to determine the specific volume V2 from a Mollier chart, so determine the intersection point of 1 bar and enthalpy H2 dash. What is the value? 2609.7 kilojoule per kg. Where is the location? The location will be here, okay, at this position 2 dash. So from the Mollier chart, everyone have this Mollier chart. You should open this Mollier chart and plotting all the lines with the help of the pencils. You should use the pencil, not use the pens. Otherwise, your Mollier chart will be damaged or it will be becomes very dirty. So that's why you should use the pencil every times. So what is we get? We get the two values here. X2 is dryness fraction 0.971. Then another specific volume, what is? Yes, V2. V2 is getting there 1.645 meter cube per kg. We are getting this value. Okay. So what is equation 1? This. So consider the equation 1 becomes, so what is? Cross sectional area A2, mass flow rate, how much? 0.10 into specific volume 1.645 divided by velocity 731.14. So do the calculation. What is the final answer we get? Yes, 0.225 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter squares. Okay boys, so this is the exit area of a nozzle from a steam. So one thing you remember very properly, if you determine the specific volume from Mollier chart, that time you directly take this value and put in equations. Okay, but if you determine the specific volume from a steam tables for a wet steam condition, so that time you should always multiply the specific volume with this dryness fraction value. This dryness fraction we determined from this Mollier chart. Got it? Once again I will repeat, from Mollier chart no need to multiplication of dryness fraction, yes, but if you determine the specific volume from steam table, then that time you should multiply the dryness fraction with that specific volume. otherwise your answer will be wrong. So you should note this very properly. So remaining problem will be solved in our next lectures. Okay, so thank you very much.